Oh no. That is definitely not good. Now, why would somebody do that? Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Shouse Life again. And we are back in the truck again. Actually, we're in a friend of mine's truck. Because what we're going to get today is too heavy for the super truck. Basically, my air ride on that thing won't take the tongue weight of what we're going to pick up. And what we're going to pick up is an 18 F150. We are heading to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's about a 3-hour trip today. It's a nice drive. Not a lot of traffic this time of day, except for the po-po on the motorcycle right there. How you doing, pal? Yeah, look the other way. That's, ooh, he's radaring too. Anyways, we are heading to Milwaukee, like I said. We're going to get an 18 F-150 that I bought yesterday. And I don't know. I don't know if I should have bought it or not. I think the curiosity got the best of me. And what we have, basically it's an 18. It's hitting the right front in the bumper, low. Not real bad. Might have some frame rail damage. We're not sure yet. The driver's wheel airbag is blown and the driver's wheel is bent. Still, I ain't concerned about any of that, but going through and doing all my checks, making sure the title's good, make sure it's not a junk certificate, because Wisconsin likes to junk a lot of cars. So make sure the title's good, check the mileage, make sure the mileage is actual, which it is, 50,000 miles on it. Make sure it's 4x4. Don't need a two-wheel drive truck in the Midwest. You'll never sell that bastard. Simple things like that. Run through and do all my checks like I always do. And I noticed that it had a description of secondary damage as mechanical. And there is a picture of the dash. The dash is lit up. It's got the mileage and all that good stuff, but the truck's not running. You know, the tax at 0, blah, blah, blah. So I can't figure out, you know, for the life of me, why this thing would have a mechanical damage being hit the way it is. So I spent like 2 days looking at this thing and I couldn't figure anything out. So I stopped at Jamie's shop yesterday, and had him look at it, because sometimes you just need somebody else to look at it, you know, and see if they see something that you don't. And sure enough, he's seen something underneath the hood. Actually, he didn't see something under the hood. He's seen something missing from underneath the hood. And so now I'm curious. So basically, I overpaid for the truck and bought it just to find out if I'm right or not. And that might be kind of stupid, but I don't know. It's a game I play. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But we're going to head up there, pick this thing up. I mean, so far today, I've already got rear-ended in the truck, actually the trailer. So I'm sitting at the stop sign. All of a sudden, the truck like lurched forward. I was like, what the hell? And I look in my mirror, and there's some little chickie poo back there, like looking over her freaking hood of her truck. She was right up against the trailer, but she didn't hit it hard enough to hurt anything. So I just gave her the what the hell is that look and drove off. That's the way my day started so far, but we're on the road. We're doing good. Got about an hour to go. We're gonna get this thing loaded up and give it a quick once over and see if what I think is happening is correct, because I have some theories and I'll share them when we get there. So anyways, we'll see you in a little bit. Give you a quick once over of the exterior here. It's actually a really nice truck. We did stop at the power wash and blow the first layer of crap off of it because it was filthy. Gravel dust. It's very gravelly and dusty up there. So it's got this greasy crap all over the side of it. Again, that's going to clean up. Grease, not scratches, grease. And this is our damage right here. As you can see, basically pretty straightforward. Bumper's trashed. This $10,000 piece of plastic is broke. And other than that, I don't see a whole lot of anything besides the lower valance. Tire, maybe, might be pushed back. It's hard to say. The old alignment rack will tell us everything we need to know about that. But we still don't know if it runs, because like I said, this is secondary damage was mechanical. So I'm going to start getting this thing unstrapped real quick, and then tell you a quick little story, and then we're going to find out if this thing runs or not. So hang tight. So I turned around, there's a guy standing there. He's like, hey, did you buy that truck? And at first I'm like, well, I mean, it's on my trailer and I'm strapping it down, so I guess that's kind of obvious, but it wasn't, I guess. But I said, yeah. And he says, what's the mechanical problem with it? I said, well, how'd you know it was mechanical? He says, oh, it's on my watch list. He said, I was trying to figure out what's wrong with that thing. He says, he actually ran a Carfax on it, trying to figure out why this thing was mechanical. And he's like, did you figure out what's wrong with it? I said, honestly, I haven't even looked at it. But I said, I said, I have a theory. And he says, what's that? I said, I don't know. I said, let's come on. Let's go both look together and find out if we're right. So, come out here and open the old hood. I'll show you what we were thinking. So, looking and looking and looking, I didn't see nothing wrong with this thing. But then Jamie pointed out that the battery's disconnected. And again, that's no big deal. I didn't notice it, he did, but look at that, okay? There's nowhere to hook that to. And that's what I thought, okay, something's missing, and I know what's missing. So basically, if you remember, one of the pictures of this truck showed the dash lit up. So they put power to this thing. They probably put the jump box on the positive, and they probably put the jump box on this negative, which brought power onto the truck, but it wouldn't start. So they called it mechanical. This is what I'm assuming. I haven't figured this out yet. We're gonna find out right now. But what I know is if you look down in here, there's another piece. That's the ground terminal. And this little plug right here is the battery voltage sensor. Basically, it tells the truck what shape or what condition the charge of state is on the battery. And if it's not a good enough charge of state, because this is one of those new AGM trucks with our AGM technology crap, and it's a Duracell, real high quality piece of crap there, yay. Basically, without this hooked up, the truck thinks the battery's dead. So we're going to throw this, and I tried to do it up there. I wanted to check it quick, but it needs to bolt onto this terminal right here, and that is tight. So somebody took this off with an impact and then put it back on there and then hit it down in here and then left this laying there because there's nowhere else to go with it. That's my theory. We'll get to that more in a little bit. First, let's throw this back together and see what happens. So basically, I'm explaining this to this gentleman that was going to buy this truck, and he was just shaking his head because I don't know if he was more mad that it was probably something this simple, or more mad because he's like, I looked. He says, I didn't even notice that the battery wasn't hooked up. Didn't even notice it. And again, I didn't notice it either. Jamie's the one that noticed it. Give him the credit for it. So he was a little upset with me, but he's a nice guy. It is what it is. Yeah, truck's making noise, so something's happening. All right, let's see what happens. Hello, Ford Oval. Got a key here. Got noise. Got power. No wrenches. Check engine lights off. Vans track lights on. It's probably because of the crash. Actually, no, it's on because the airbag module's tripped. Like I said, every once in a while you win one. And I think we won one here today, so. Today, we're not going to do a whole lot on this thing, but I do want to get this front bumper off of here so we can get a good look at damage and see, you know, kind of get a hit list going of what we need to get ordered for parts. So basically we're going to get the bumper off. Filler panel is pretty simple. I need to see if I can straighten that steering wheel out or not. It's a little bent. Somebody was holding on tight. So we're going to check those couple things, get the bumper off, and see what is behind there for damage. So hang tight. I'm going to gather up some tools and probably make some modifications to the bumper, I think. Yeah, we're probably going to have to make some modifications. So for the most part, the very corner of the frame, which I'm not going to worry about, it's rolled in there. So what we're probably going to do is order a new one of these, and then once that's in, we'll put the frame machine on here. We'll walk this guy out an inch or so, bang it around, make it look like something. Weld on a new bracket, and then we need to straighten this guy, which is usually just bent here on these bolts. Actually, it looks like it might have broke that bolt. This is just that front crash bar. This is what stopped it from getting into the tire, but it did not roll it on the frame. The horn is fine. It's just that corner right there, which we're going to live with that. So we'll just put the machine on here, and this will probably just snap back into place, and that'll be done with that. So let's get that done real quick, see what it looks like. So like I said, this is just the front crash bar basically. It's just to stop it from getting into the tire. I measured the other side and it's 3 inches, and as you can see, we're right back at 3 inches now. So, and again, it didn't do anything to the horn. It just was in those bolts area right there. There's plenty of slop in there. And I mean, honestly, as soon as you put 33s on this thing, that's the first part to come off. Basically throw them away. And then the rears, I don't know if you can see the rears or not. You can see them back there. They're same concept. First thing you remove when you lift them. So anyways, we're done with this part. Ordered, actually not all the parts. Now I got to call in, order a couple different pieces. I've got the airbag coming, super cheap. New seat belts coming. The module, obviously we're going to have to get that pulled out, send that down to get reset. That's pretty easy in itself. As far as the bumper, that's ordered. Obviously you see we got just a little bit of framework to do. Probably 20 minutes after I get the new parts. We'll get that straightened out and put in. Paint a bumper. The headlight is broke, and I'm kind of glad it is, because I don't like these headlights. So I ordered a set of black headlights for it. I figure if we're going to go black, we might as well go black. But with that being said, what do you think about this gray piece on the front right here? There's nothing. It's gray, and this is gray. And there is nothing else on this truck that is gray. The steps are black. The emblems, I'll get black emblems for it. So yeah, I'm thinking paint that black headlights, black bumper, switch the emblems to black, basically black it out. And then wheels, I don't know, we'll probably just sell it with these wheels on it. It's got good tires. The brakes, they don't look that great from here, but we'll see how they do. We'll probably get new brakes. But anyways, well, we're back in the shop. It's actually been about 3 weeks now since we worked on this old black Ford. We ended up taking a couple weeks off. I'm going out to Moab, Utah, doing some Bronco things with the wife's Bronco for a couple weeks, and time I got back and got caught up, it's time to get back working on this thing. So let me show you where I'm at and where we're going. So we got the truck all torn down. The whole grill issue with the gray and the black, don't worry about that anymore. That grill was broke. Not severely, but it was enough where I'm not going to use it. So I ordered the STX grill for it, which is already black. We do have the black headlights. They showed up while we were gone. We got all our parts. Everything's over here ready for paint. We also got some extra parts in here since we're painting black. We're going to do a couple things. But anyways, bumper and filler is ready to go. But it's too cold in here right now. So I got a fire going back there. We're going to warm the shop up. While that's warming up, we got to get this thing replaced here, this bracket. So basically we're gonna cut the welds off, get this off of here. Probably throw the torch on here a little bit, heat this end up right here. We'll grab with the machine, straighten that out a little bit, try to salvage that and make it look a little nicer than it does. And then we'll set the new one on there, weld that in, and then that should be ready for pretty much the bumper. So we'll get them painted later today. But for now, let's get this one going. Alright, so we got the old bracket cut off, obviously. Put a little heat on the side of the frame here. We just had to, this was just rolled in, probably about an inch. So we just rolled that back out. And I don't know where the bracket, here it is. So we got our new bracket. Basically slide that on there. And then when I cut the welds off, basically I ran deep into the frame there, which left a mark, kind of where the depth of it was originally. So basically we're going to tack this on, and then we'll just take the degree measurements of the other one over there, and we'll set this one to the same angles pretty much, and it'll be good to go. Good enough anyways. There's a lot of adjustment. You can see how much adjustment up and down is for that front bumper there is. So we don't have to be right on the nuts. We just gotta be close. So anyways, let's get this welded up and get this part done. And in case you're wondering, yes, I have the battery disconnected. I know a lot of people say you don't need to disconnect the battery, but I've had some weird things happen to a couple cars over the years, welding on them. One came out with a transmission issue. Ended up having to put a different transmission in it, something with the module, solenoid, which was bad. And another one was a truck. We put it in 4-low to back it up onto this frame machine, probably 6, 7, 8 years ago. And I don't know what we're doing, we're welding on something, and the truck would not come back out of 4-low. We ended up having to replace the ABS module. So it worked fine before we put it on there. So I disconnect the battery every time I weld on a truck or a car, anything. I disconnect the battery. I don't know what your thoughts are, but anyways, let's get this going here. Point. Let this cool off, we'll get some primer, get some paint on it, and then we'll just throw this back together, and by then the shop should be warmed up and we can get back to painting, because that's the to-do list today. I gotta get this painted today. We're heading back to Minnesota tomorrow to pick up another Rogue, so I want to get this done today so it's set up. When I get back Monday, throw it together. So we'll let you know how this turns out. We are back on the F-150 here. So took a couple days off to put my Focus back together. So we are back on this turd. We got our parts painted over the weekend or last week. Bumper, got all the old parts off the old bumper onto the new bumper, plus some new plastic and all that good stuff. Our headlights and our grill finally showed up from the old eBay. So yesterday I had a little bit of time last night. I just threw them on real quick. So today we are going to finish fastening this on. We gotta get the upper valance put on, get the bumper put on, get all the wiring put back in, and that should be about it. The airbag module came back from my airbags. We got that put back in. Now I'm waiting on plugs for the airbag because I forgot about them. We got some different emblems. We're gonna rip them ugly things off because I'm a chrome don't get you home kind of guy. So we're gonna rip them off. I got black emblems coming for it. We might wrap the Ford oval black because that looks kind of hideous right now. But anyways, we're gonna get the valance thrown on, bumper put on, and get this thing ready to get detailed, I guess. So here we go. Well, it took a little fighting. It's tough to do with one man, but what do you do? Bumper's on, looks good, lined up well. I don't hate anything about it. I did forget to order them stupid plastic things for the front as usual, but we'll take care of them tomorrow. Other than that, I think we are going to get it off the machine here quick. I'm going to run it up to the gas station, the car wash, and run it through and get the layer of 3 weeks of dirt off it real quick. Need to see what the paint looks like so we can decide how much detailing we need to do, if we're going to buff the whole truck or what we're going to do. So I'll get that off of here quick. We'll get it outside, go for a rip, see how it does. Well, I made it to the car wash, and that's about as far as I'm comfortable going with this girl. I don't know what's going on with the left front wheel. It's either the brakes are non-existent, which I don't think is the case, or it's got to have a bad spindle. That left front wheel is making a lot of noise, and it sounds like just metal on metal. So we're just going to blow the dirt off here at the old drive-through car wash. We're going to head back home, and then tomorrow we'll pull some tires off it and see what we got going on, because there is something very unhappy with the front end of this truck right now. So anyways, we'll find out though. But it's definitely coming from the left front. And as soon as this car passed me here, so I don't freak him out, let's see, I think if I go to the right, it goes away. If you go to the left, it gets worse. So it's got to be a wheel bearing, or actually it'd be a spindle, I guess, but it's got to be. Brakes wouldn't do that. Quiet, really noisy. Quiet, really noisy. So yeah, basically we just need to steer right all the way back to the shop. Shouldn't be a big deal, right? That ain't supposed to do that. And the worst part is, I mean, that's not from the crash. It was hit on the other side. There's nothing on this side, nothing. So they were driving it like this. Anyways, guess we need a wheel bearing or a spindle. We'll pick one of them up tomorrow, throw it together. Should be brand new. Brakes are actually good. They didn't make any noise or anything, so we're gonna run them. Alright, we're in town running some errands and picked up a new assembly, so we are going to blow this apart, pull the wheel hub out of it, throw a new one in, and that should take care of this. That thing sounds terrible. Anyways, I'll put it on time lapse or whatever. Let's blow this thing apart. Well, we finished up that wheel hub or wheel bearing, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Put that in last night. Took seriously like 20-25 minutes. It's pretty easy. Switched that out, threw an oil change in it, a couple new windshield wipers, gave her a quick buffing all the way around, quick detail. The daughter Cameron spent last night jamming out in the shop detailing the inside of this thing. She did a really nice job on it compared to what it looked like. A little bit of staining on the seat yet, but yeah, it's 2018, ain't a brand new truck. So anyways, we're going to a couple things to wrap up on this, minor things, and this one's going to be ready to go. Either that or it's going to be ready for the wife to drive for the winter. Whichever way it turns out, I haven't decided yet. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.